Let's get together
Hello.
to co-create a breakthrough for freedom of energy,
Hello.
sustenance, healing, and regeneration of the human vessel. Welcome to FESIG, the Free Energy Special Interest Group, where science meets spirituality in the quest for truth and knowledge to free humanity and transform this planet into...
Hello, hi everyone. It's Crystal here, Crystal Gore of FESIG, and we have the FESIG team, Team FESIG here as well. I have Dr. Fresh Prezel, co-chair, Pontus, Henrik, Jerry, and Billy, and the rest of you. If I didn't see you, I'm sorry. I have to scroll through to see you, to call your name out. So if you just shout your name out, whom I left out in Team FESIG, that'd be great. So anyway, thank you for staying put, most of you here for the second session. Welcome to FESIG's 134th meeting. I'm going to share screen so you can see the agenda for today's meeting. Okay, so just give me a moment. Right, share screen. Right. FESIG is basically the Free Energy Special Interest Group. It is a platform where science meets spirituality. And today, tonight, tomorrow, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are, is our FESIG 134th meeting on the 5th of March. Okay, so we have reverted back to the old timing, 6:30 p.m. GMT, 10:30 a.m. PST. And so today's agenda is the first session we had, the first session speaker, the amazing Dr. Anna Maria Michalczak. And she has given us so much of the sharing of her knowledge, which is incredible, and a lot of hope that we, the human species, may just survive if we practice all these messages that our speakers have been giving us for 8.5 years at FESIG's platform. So I urge you, everyone, to pay attention, come and learn with us, and sign up so you can have access to our announcements of all the speakers who come in to speak and join us in the meetings live. And you will get a chance to ask questions live if there are any impertinent questions that we see in the chat room that you put, okay? So Dr. Anna Michalczak was talking about light medicine. We just finished that first session. Now we are moving on to the second session where we have David Alistair Baines, electrical engineer of 45 years background experience, talking about, well, you know, so many things that you want to share with us. And he has built the Keshe Margravs system, Kosol cubes, and currently as an avid student of Jain108 Sacred Geometry Academy, he is enthusiastically building copper quantum health devices. So he's a doer. He will talk about the 8 crystal aspect of physical heart, or combination of the heart and the mind, and the Rainbow Taichi that heals the heart. Certainly a free energy enthusiast. He is a source of knowledge and wisdom. And our team FESIG certainly would like to have a good chat with him in the Q&A. So there you go. And once we finish the second session, do pen down our next meeting. That will be on the 2nd of April. We will have our 135th meeting at 6 p.m. GMT, UK time, 7:30 p.m. CET, 1:30 EST, and 10:30 PST. Okay, write to me, crystal@truevisionofpeace.com, if you want to sponsor, or you want to donate, or you want to... Oh, there's a donate button in our website. Or you want, because it's been out of pocket for all of us here, Team FESIG. We hardly have any donation at all, and our channels are not getting any revenue at all. So please do help us continue the service for you, because it's all for free. We don't charge you anything, and there's no subscription involved either. So subscribe to our channels, YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, And we have Facebook as well. And do join our Telegram group so you can interact with our members live. After every speaker has spoken, you can actually form a study group and explore the meanings behind the messages, and probably it's going to help you with your divine mission or whatever you're developing. Right, so now I'm going to introduce David Baines properly. David Alistair Baines is one of the earliest FESIG members. From day one, when I first started FESIG, way back in beginning of 2017, I believe. He jumps in because he's another former Keshe Foundation's Knowledge Seekers Workshop follower, just like most of us here at the helm of FESIG are. Just like me, Crystal, along with Res, James Ring, Pontus, and many others who quit there to join FESIG in 2016, 2017. David stood by my side right from the start of FESIG to the present time, being knowledgeable of free energy developments with an electrical engineering background. So when asked for a synopsis of his talk, he says, Rainbow Taichi and medical research is his presentation right now. At the sprightly age of 21, he began process working on an ICI Terraline plant at Wilton on the draw twist section on shift work for 7 years. Then in 1966, he got a government grant to complete a 6 months training to be an instrument artificer. Is that how you pronounce it? At Billingham. So anyway, he went back to Teesside and he did some work with Shell Oil Refinery, and from there he worked as an electrical instrument construction manager in Sahara, Algeria, followed by 26 years working in the offshore oil gas in Aberdeen, Morecambe Bay, and Leiden, Holland as Conceptual Systems Design Engineer until 1992. And so until 2001, trained to be a teacher at Rainbow Taichi. Okay, so this was good, and he qualified as a chi healer. And then he encountered me, Crystal, while studying the Margravs system. He says around 2009. I think it's later than that, David, and it's more 2016, when the subjects plasma or quantum were in its innocence. Indeed. Yeah, now it's overused, these terminologies. So plasma globals were already, yeah, okay, right. So considering Schumann frequency, you're saying, right, you have combined some of the knowledge from there into your healing discoveries. Okay, over to you, David.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal, and thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to get back into your organisation that you've got down in London. It's beautiful, and I'm really pleased. Yeah. So I, in 1992, directly after Piper Alpha exploded, which killed 168 men, and only 25 survived, and most of them were first-degree burns. I decided to throw my construction boots away and look for a totally different avenue of thinking. And by doing that, I went down to Cornwall and Devon and for about 9 years until 2001, and studying Rainbow Taichi. It wasn't called Rainbow Taichi, but it was a private school near Ashburton, near Plymouth.
Maybe.
With me having electrical background with regard to philosophy and things like that, I was a bit of an irritant within the master, Peter Choi, actually.
Oh, David, could you please pause for a moment? Pontus has got something to tell you.
Yeah, please, can you speak?
I spent 9 years driving down from Teesside to Cornwall and Devon. That was long before the M5 was going, so it was quite a strain. But having said that, the chi energy that I got from the private school was absolutely immense. It was life changing actually, and the book that I worked with for 9 years was this one here, Peter Choi, and the subtitle is 15 Ways to a Happier You. Coincidentally, within the last few years, scientists have realized that we have humanity has 15 frames per second of perception. So if and this book actually goes into all the details on a psychological approach of oneness, and it also has the 8 fundamental exercises which relate to the physical heart, and the further 7 is all about the 4 seasons of the earth, and the point in being is that by focusing on the 8 exercises, you focus on your physical heart rather than the mind. Now, our beliefs are
hang on. I'm sorry to interrupt you, David. Would those who are recording Henry Press Monteurs, would you please up the volume to the highest instead? Because I think that's going to help in the recording. Right.
I've got the Mac.
Thank you, David. You carry on.
Hello?
Yeah, please carry on, David.
Oh, right. So, focusing on the education of Rainbow Taichi is in 4 steps. It's heart, body, mind, and spirit in that order. And it's important to work with the physical heart all through your life. And it can be very, very alarming at times when people are working with the mind and you challenge them but you see, our beliefs are in the defense against love. We live in the head in order to avoid the heart. Now, this is where Rainbow Taichi comes in. And I've studied ever so many medical records, and I've treated people with MS, ME, heart problems. I'm a true healer since 1998, and the record, every record being exceptionally confidential between myself and the client, and I've the heart is incredibly powerful. I've sent a PDF regarding the beginning of the heart. That's the title. The heart in the beginning, and it relates to all the electrical aspects of the heart. And in point of fact, with me, my original engineering was a systems engineer, so I had to work with a lot of conceptual work in the offshore industry. So consequently, I've done sketches on an engineering aspect with regard to the circulation of the blood being recycling throughout the body. Now, the word recycling is incredibly important with regard to grounding, because the left leg takes energies from the earth directly up through the body and round and out through the right leg. Now, that is it's probably never ever spoken in school or universities or anything like that, but you need to appreciate the understanding of that flow energy, because the more you work with the flow, you begin to ground yourself and be more with the earth, because you are part of the earth. In fact, you are, as much as the earth is, you are the art, you are the earth, and it's so incredibly important to appreciate that. Now, this particular sketch, I've included the fact that the heart is an eight aspect of the heart, and it's because it works on the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is always, you always need to go back to go forward, and the Fibonacci sequence and there's an ancient Buddhist saying that all structures are impermanent, and that includes today's structures, including institutions, whatever you'd like to call an organization. They're all impermanent, and this is the reason why, because there's a duality of structures within the heart, and the heart is a catalyst. Now that actually word has been bastardized by commercialism, because we see materialism as a catalyst to go forward in the environment. For example, you have a dual metal bar on a pipe work, and that has a coefficient of decay far quicker than the pipe itself. And in fact, you have the same device, a sacrificial anode, they call it, on virtually every ship that has a steel hull. And it's very important that it's monitored through the ship's life. Now, exactly the same occurs within the heart. The heart is a sacrificial anode, so that therefore it's a catalyst, because the meaning of the catalyst is that the input into the heart and the output of the heart never ever changes. It is pure love, and this is the whole purpose of Rainbow Taichi being heart, body, mind, and spirit, because you become, within a group, within a workshop, you become the catalyst of the group, of the members of each individual. And the same with the tree healing. You become the catalyst of that person with regard to frequencies. If that person who is attending to have any tree healing, it's solely dependent on their frequencies relating to my frequencies. So there's an interaction, me being the catalyst for them to revise their frequency. And as Dr. Anna mentioned, frequency is incredibly, well, it is critical throughout life. I would like to...
Everything is about frequency, isn't it?
Not quite clear on what you said then.
Just a minute. I said, I've now migrated all the pictures you sent me on WhatsApp to my Telegram so I can interface with my laptop here with Zoom. So do you want me to share the pictures now to illustrate
Yes,
your
if you
talk?
can. Yeah, if you
I can. Yeah, what do you want me to show now? The spinning Jenny with the rainbow hat?
The first one on the top.
The first one on the top. Okay, will do. Do you want me to share the PDF file as well?
Yes, you could do, yeah.
You want me
But
to share the PDF file
to-
now?
Just give me 2 minutes.
Mhm.
See, the heart valves are sparking, and it's very similar to the neurons in the mind. The head with the neurons is sparking, so there's a conflict of interest, and this is often why the mind often overrides the heart. And the valves are sparking just the same as a car engine, very similar. And that's what happens. So carry on, Crystal.
Yes. So you want me to show the PDF first rather than the photos, right?
Yes.
Okay. PDF coming up. Oh, sorry. I need to, God, forgot where the PDF is. Okay, I got it. Oh, just give me a moment. Yeah. You want me to show the heart in the beginning, PDF?
Yes, please.
Cool. Yep. I'm showing now. I'm sharing screen for you now, David. There you go. This is what, can you see on the screen now, David?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
So heart in the beginning.
Yeah, this PDF I created about 3 months ago with regard to the candle, the humble candle. When I saw this research, and it's on this first page.
Okay, you don't need to read it because the viewers can actually freeze frame and read everything, okay? And pause and read everything. So if you could just go through it very quickly, David, that will save some time.
Yeah. So as I say, it's important to understand the simplicity of the candle paradigm. Because every flame, even the flame of a fire, has a yin and yang. And this experiment, the link is there on the page. It describes the interaction between the feminine and the masculine on every the flame of a candle. So going back for thousands and thousands of years, when they had fires and candles in makeshift houses and all sorts of things, they appreciated the quality of togetherness, and this is where you and I are going back to our own togetherness between the heart and the mind. The mind has to be completely quiet for the heart to come through. This is where humility comes in. And the structure of the heart is, as I've just mentioned, about zero zero energy is with regard to the Wheatstone bridge. Now, in electronics, particularly in analysis, manufacturing, and processing, the Wheatstone bridge is a critical component. And this is what led me on to understand the aspect of the physical heart, where there's four dimensions on the cyclic of the heart, and there's also another four dimensions of the battery of the physical heart, indicating there's 8 total dimensions, and that also interfaces with the Rainbow Taichi, which is 8 fundamental exercises. And the first fundamental exercise is actually about letting go of. It's just like it's been like autumn time in the 4 seasons, where the trees let go and you get these beautiful colours throughout nature. So that, and it goes from the first right through to the 8 exercises, and this is where you begin to the mind begins to appreciate the quality of the physical heart. And on a deeper sense, when you've done quite a few number of years working with the heart, you begin to write love letters to your own heart, which I've done quite a lot, and it actually communicates on almost instantaneous. Your mind actually on an extremely funny way, the mind actually questions the heart, and bang, like that, you've got the answer, and just like that. That's why it's an amazing journey. I would recommend it to anyone, whatever the age. So if we can scroll up, yeah, thank you. Now, having said that about the Wheatstone Bridge, when I began to look at the Higgs boson, which is the CERN project in Switzerland, how similar that Higgs boson is compared to the Wheatstone Bridge. You've got 4 legs, 4 resistors, or they call them quarks and quacks and quack, quack, quack. And you've got the space, which what they call him? I forgot his name now. Michelangelo in 1500, whatever it was, he dominated the whole set of religion throughout the Vatican and whatever. The space is the quality of life, and never shall it be modified. Now, the Higgs boson is actually modifying it, and to me it's quite wrong. It's morally wrong. You've got the Wheatstone Bridge, which is the physical heart with 8 dimensions, and the centre of the Wheatstone Bridge comes together with the space, and that is free energy. When you've got you've got the four corners of the Wheatstone Bridge, and then you've got in between the resistor, you've got one space, which is the null balance in instrument engineering. Null, N-U-L-L, means 0, and that is the point of similar to what the CERN project is finding. They go for particles rather than waves, and waves would be probably another 20-mile dig under Switzerland or something like that.
Fascinating, David.
Yeah, it really. But I was shocked when I realised what it was, because during the last pandemic, they replaced that H with a DNA symbol, and when the pandemic went over, they've now replaced it with a Hig, H, which is a symbol for 15-minute cities. It's a sheep's pen. It's the bars like that. It's the bars, and that's how the cabal creates the propaganda from the CERN project, and I think it's absurd, quite frankly. They're now going on to, oh, there it is. There's the picture. There's the DNA. The DNA symbol was in there for about 4 or 5 years during the COVID pandemic, meaning that is the fundamental of life. But since then, they've changed it to H, which is Higg, boson. That Higg, he actually got a knighthood from the Queen, from the late Queen. And this is what how propaganda is pushed through the earth, pushed through the populations, and from the cabal, and they're having said that, they're actually modifying their consciousness as well, in trying to be in line with the population. Thank you. There's the formless. Now, being is the quality of virtually everything. You've got the being of a chair, because originally it was a wooden chair, and the wooden chair came from the earth. It came from the wood. So you've got the being of the tree being modified into a chair, and it's being a chair. If you sit down and if you're uncomfortable on the chair, it means that your being has got to modify itself to be the chair. And the similar things like that, the physical form integrated with the heart, being heart. When you be heart, you begin to modify, you begin to meditate with the function of the heart. The heart has, when you replicate the function of the heart, spaces between your fingers, the function of the heart, when you begin to create the function and practice for several years, you begin to give yourself more space, because your space comes out with your elbows. And that's why the elbows and the knees are connected directly to the heart, because it goes in a cycling motion. And this function of the heart is incredibly important meditation, and it allows the mind to be quiet, and to have humility. And all this, I started writing a book called The Renaissance of the Physical Heart, and this focuses on the feminine aspect of the heart, which I do believe the main part of society is moving over to the feminine aspect of life. In point
the
of fact,
divine feminine. The divine feminine.
yeah, the divine feminine, yeah. You see aspects of it with regard to there's a on. I often watch Lauren, the skipper. she's incredibly versatile, and I don't know whether you've seen it on TV or a computer. She's incredibly versatile with the movements, and she's a sort of forerunner of society respecting and being aware of the feminine quality of life. Are we still on the?
Yeah, if you want me to share the spinning wheel, the Jenny spinning wheel,
Oh
I will
yes,
do
yeah.
so. Yeah. Okay.
So
Right.
as a man, as a fella, I choose to be happy.
Absolutely. We all have to choose to be happy, otherwise
I
our vibrational frequency will be lowered.
Yeah, I choose to be happy, and there's all my organs.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to share screen now, David.
Right, okay.
Okay. Hang on a minute.
Oh, now my spinning jenny, it has many earth principles about it. That was only a few minutes video, but it got the essence of what I do. It's I do solo singing with my spinning jenny. The spinning jenny was invented in 1764 when the big cotton mills were being built in Lancashire and Yorkshire, because they realised they could get energy from the rivers.
That one.
Yeah, that's my tree healing, a client in Rainbow Taichi.
Is that all you want to say about that in this picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And this one, Kosol Oats.
Yeah, this was my. I built this. It took me 3 months to build this. It's a copper quantum healing device.
This is
And it's
the 144 copper quantum.
144. That's Tesla and Fibonacci sequence built, and
I only built the 64. No, I built the 24 one. Only 24.
yeah, yeah. And it's been connected to the electrical grid now for about 6 years. I don't think it improves the economy of the electricity, but what it does give, it gives off 50 hertz frequency around the house, around the room, particularly in the room, and when when you consider the Schumann energy, the Professor Schumann in the early 1950s understood the Earth has a frequency between 7.8 and 8 hertz, which is now shifted to beyond 25 hertz, and I can foresee it within the next five years or even sooner, it moving to 50 hertz, which is the same frequency as a cat when it purrs, and also it's the same frequency as power stations. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful if we could derive our own heat from our own heart? 50
Yes,
hertz,
absolutely.
the same as a cat. The animals are actually showing us how we can survive being in alignment with our body, whereas at the moment our physical heart is out of alignment, asymmetric.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that animals are really expressing their love and their wisdom for us to achieve that 50 hertz, and that device, the quantum device, certainly gives off 50 hertz, and that's why people, when they meditate, when they go near to it, they can feel the energy within 6 feet at least. They can feel it coming from the device, and I've got ever so many measurements to determine the zone of that device and how it behaves, and it's a genuine system. So what's the next?
So that's it. I've shared all the pictures that you sent me already.
Oh,
That's
right.
all. There's
So
not a few in between.
I'll demonstrate this.
Yep.
This what I was showing you earlier. This is the sort of electrical energy that is running through the body 24/7 throughout your life, and that in fact has 4 dimensions. There's on the outer circle, on the outer spiral, there's a downflow, and there's an back, what we call in electrical, there's a back EMF. For every flow forward, there's a back EMF, and it's the same with the inner circle. So there's 4 dimensions there. Now, if that's in your arm, like so, working like that, and the other one is in the arm like that, if you attempt to go and pray by bringing your hands together, what happens? You clash. Both arms clash. And this is why we bring arms to one another to fight. This is where wars are concerned. The main aspect of bringing your hands is to separate them, because one is negative and the other is positive, or vice versa. It's oscillating, the frequency is oscillating. So by bringing both hands together, that's how wars are created. And sometimes they can't separate themselves. So when I do that, you bring a space, and that space is similar to Michelangelo and is that. But when you do that, you negate your heart energy. It's the same as that. You negate your heart energy. You come from the mind. The mind is often so...
Okay, hang on, David. Let me share screen. The spinning Jenny is with me now. Just let me, so that people can see where you put this device.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, there you go. You see, you've got two, both on the large wheel and the small wheel. You've got a circulation like that, and the cord that connects to the small wheel and the large wheel, it actually creates an electron spin, simply because if you have a, where is it?
Okay, shall I stop sharing screen?
Keep it going. That is a spinning wheel, where one wheel opposes the other. Can you see that?
Yeah.
In the middle is the electron twist. Now that either one can be the Earth or the Sun, and there you have the infinity which the spinning wheel is giving. The more I practice, the more energy I get from the spinning wheel, simply because of that arrangement. The spinning wheel doesn't give a voice like a violin or a guitar or anything like that. But for me, it's the heart and soul of the earth, because the spinning wheel was made from wood, from the earth, from the tree. And there's a spinning wheel song which was created by an Irish lawyer, or about 100 years after the spinning wheel was made, and there's 4 characters. One of the characters is the spinning wheel, so that they've integrated, even in 1850, they integrated the spinning wheel with the earth, which I often sing.
Okay, David, another picture coming up.
Oh, that's good. Right. Now, I got that.
Oops, sorry. Carry on.
I got that out of a very, very technical book that focuses on electron microscopes, and this was to write my book. The renaissance of the physical heart. What I enjoy doing is looking for one page out of a book that really brings my chi energy up, and that one particular in this electron light microscope book brought me straight to attention, because if you look at the top right hand corner, they've taken a segment out of an arm and put it through a microscope, and then brought it down and to the bottom, and there you have patterns of what the physical heart, because the heart is considered as a muscle, and so therefore because the heart sees patterns, it becomes the projector in a cinema. So in a cinema, you've got the heart as the lens of the camera, and then you've got the screen as the mind, as the projecting the role plays that people are playing, whether it's a policeman or a fireman or an army man or whatever. So you've got these 2 distinct elements, and in between you've got the frequency. If you've ever been in an audience where, particularly where you've got an old-fashioned camera projector, if you looked up at the screen, you'd see all these coloured screens. That, for me, is the child of the family, the mother being the heart, the projector, and the father being the screen. So you've got 3 actual entities working, and that remains the same even with the television, because what they do there is, rather than see colours between a projector and a screen, they've got an X divided by Y equation, which eliminates this screen projector element. So the X and Y is the electronics superseded from this cinema scope. Yeah. Now, this in October 2023, I had a slight problem with the heart, which considering I'd never, from 2001 until 2023, I'd never had a doctor or a hospital or any form of drugs for my well-being, simply because I worked with my physical heart. I consider my physical heart connects to virtually every cell in my body. Every bit of tissue has got a heart element within it, and because of that, uh, I did have an accident at my own home, which to me was quite dramatic. So they gave me an electrocardiogram scan, and I asked them to move the monitor so I could see what was in my heart. Now, the top screen, I was amazed because that alternating current is the same as the AC 240 volts in every household throughout the planet. That is AC, and that is the doing aspect of the heart. And the line in between it is DC, it's direct current. It's the average between the high and the low of the alternating currents. Now, the average was the theme of the political pandemic, where they wanted to reduce the whole aspect of the AC down to a direct current, and that's where pain comes in. Because when you get pain, no matter where the pain is, whether it's in the heart, whether it's in the head, whether it's in the arm, it's direct current. It's bang, you've got it. It's direct current, and the only solution to that, with regard to alternate therapies, is to consider a triangle, like just a moment, like that. If you've got a pain in the shoulder, in the right shoulder, you need to go down to the left foot, because it's the alternate angle of the body.
Yeah.
But it's direct. It's the same as DC in the body, and also we are a total reflection of the electricity that we actually experience on the planet, and we can't be anything else.
Exactly. We're electric beings as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we cannot be anything else, and this is why electricity is totally unconditional. And this is why we need to go home to our heart. This is the source of life. We are the earth. When you see waves of the ocean, of the sea, the waves are also in yourself, because you are 70 to 80% liquid. And
Absolutely. Or even more. Some say it's 98% liquid. David, you are certainly...
That was another workshop we did in 2001 in Devon. We invited Dr. Emoto and his wife. His wife was
when he was still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a workshop to prove that what his work was doing was genuine, because he'd had so much bad press during the latter part of his life. He wanted to spread the word, and he spent 2 days. We helped him to freeze the school had a private well, which was beautiful, clean water, as you can imagine. And we got samples up and then froze them, and then he took slices off the frozen water, put them under microscope, and so it was totally genuine, which
Gosh.
dispelled all the bad press that he was getting.
Yes, because the cabal didn't want him to come out with the information. And wow, you never mentioned you work with the great Dr. Emoto Masaru.
Well,
Gee.
when you go with your heart, you go in some peculiar places.
Yeah, I know. David, the time has marched on, but you are a treasure trove of knowledge. It's really incredible. I mean, all
Well,
these things that you're sharing with
yeah,
us, from the Higgs boson to CERN to the
the only
heart,
the only
ACDC.
knowledge you can trust is your physical heart, because
Yeah,
it's directly to the connected to the earth. And if
I
you
know.
understand on the earth, well, that's how you stand with your heart.
Mm,
You see, this
incredible.
also this also comes back to what I've realised, that
Mhm,
when when the when these are going right down to the earth and up
mhm,
again with
mhm,
back EMF and power like that, if you had two of them going direct to the earth, both the left leg and the right leg, you'd have perfect harmony with the earth. And
mm,
my analogy with that is that Jesus himself had that energy where the electricity was going up his left leg and down his right leg, and all he did was to speak in earth terms, because he was the earth. He became
mhm.
the earth. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this is the importance of letting go. If you have a lot of things up here, or a lot of badness, or whatever it is, you've got to let go, as in autumn time when the leaves fall off the trees. And
Gosh.
then you get flow, and you don't get any, you get the very minimum of this feedback, the back
Mm,
EMF. The back EMF is the same as what they call it in social sense, the karma.
mm,
The karma is the back EMF, and a good
mm,
example is if you go into the sea and you get into about waist height and you get the waves coming in. This is the waves coming in, woof, like that.
mhm,
The moment the wave gets back behind you, you get
mhm,
a back EMF. You get the wave coming back and knocking you over if you're not careful. If you're not grounded into the sand,
mhm.
the back pressure from the wave will knock you back into the water.
Yeah.
And that's a very simple way of understanding a back EMF.
Okay. Thank you, David. I mean, time has marched on so much. It's almost 11 o'clock. No, sorry, it's
Oh,
10.
is it?
Yeah, in
Ah,
Sweden. Yeah, it's in Sweden, in Europe. So where our team members, most of them are. So anyway, um, I think we have to do the Q&A session now with the R&D team, if that's all right with you, David. Have
yeah,
you
of course it is.
wrapped it up now? Yeah, thank you so much. So may I pass the microphone? It's really,
Happy heart.
well, good knowledge, treasure trove of information. I said, never knew that we could pull out so much from your head and your
Yeah.
heart. Thank you. So
Well,
over to you now, Fres.
my father
Thank you
used
very much, Crystal. Hello, Dr. David. Anyways, I think I kind of got what you were saying, and I'm going to just kind of condense it and then turn it back to Crystal. We started with the rectifier bridge, and you equated that to the heart.
Yeah.
And we take a look at then connecting the 2 feet of that the rectifier bridge to the ground, your right leg and your left leg. And then we have your arms, which are the other 2 points possibly on this. And so you have this AC charge that's going on in the rectifier bridge of your heart, converting into DC and discharging to the ground. I think that's my interpretation of what I think I heard you saying. And this gives you a real nice connection to Earth. And it not only gives you the direct current from the heart discharging, but it gives you that feedback from the planet back to you as EMF as you just spoke. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Okay.
Well done, Fred.
And that's why I mentioned the man Jesus.
Yeah.
He had a perfect flow through his body, back through the
Yeah.
earth, and this
Yeah.
is why we've adopted the word recycling. Recycling was only brought in within the last 50, 60 years ago. The recycling is so important with regard to a personal wholeness of body and mind.
And I did enjoy your point about the spark gap in between, and that ends up, as you explained a little bit later on, your valves and the possibility, though I haven't looked inside my heart physically while it was beating, but the glow that we see in people coming from their hearts kind of says there might be some light going on in there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you, Crystal. Back to you.
AC/DC.
Thank you very much.
Getting the difference between the peaks and the lows.
You see,
nicely explained.
Every aspect of movement, that movement is a feminine, like the leaves on a tree. That is a masculine.
Where's the rectifier bridge? This one, right,
It
Fred?
makes a sound.
Yes, Crystal. That's a modified rectifier bridge, but it's got the spark gap in the middle, which would be the discharge between the two poles, which usually results in lightning. So not a bad thing. And if that's what's charging the blood, getting the electrons and stuff into circulation so that the chemical reactions can happen out at the ends of the blood vessels where all this good stuff is being shipped to, you need a little bit of a charge to get all the good stuff off of the red corpuscles and to get the oxygen and stuff off. You got to have a charge in there to make that happen. So
and David has got to add. Yeah, David's got to add another electrical line to ground it. There's no ground. Pontus has to plant a grounding rod somewhere.
Yeah, the Wheatstone Bridge, as it stands, it's often used in analytical instruments and oscilloscopes and things like that. Not so much on automatic systems. Automatic systems is the PID, proportional, integral and derivative sequence, whereas that is more analytical. Yeah.
Sorry, can't find a stop share button. Right, so Fres, is there any question?
Thank you.
Team FESIG?
I thought that was a good point that we can bring up a little bit later on with our teams to kind of encapsulate just the introduction of this to the group. And I think it's really good, and that's why I'm heading it back over to you. You can ask.
I want Team FESIG to put up their hand if they have any question, because this is quite relevant to the electrical diagrams that we do and things like that. So David's here to answer your question. He being an electrical engineer of 45 years experience behind him. You have any question for him? Calling once, twice. No question? So, there being no other business, the second session of the 134th meeting is now adjourned to the 135th meeting on the 2nd of April. Same time, 6:30 p.m. GMT. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, David, for coming back to FESIG to explain to us your analogy of electrical engineer. Electrical circuitry and all that. We being electrical beings.
Thank you.
Biological, chemical. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. for taking time off to be with us and staying put. All of you here, whittled down from 77, 78. Well, we almost hit maximum for our Zoom room tonight to 24 people now. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Come back
Yeah,
again, yeah, for our next meeting. Hopefully, fingers crossed, pray. I will get some very good speakers here at FESIG for our 135th, 36th, and so on and so forth meetings. Thank you. We can stop recording now.